ಇನ್ನು ತಿರುಪತಿ ತಿಮ್ಮಪ್ಪನ ಲಡ್ಡುವಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಂಸದ ಒಂದು ಕೊಬ್ಬನ್ನು ಬಳಕೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥ ಒಂದು ವಿಚಾರ ಏನಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳ ಕೊಬ್ಬನ್ನು ಬಳಕೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಂತೆ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟಿವ್ ಆಫೀಸರ್ ಒಬ್ರು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಟಿಟಿಡಿಯಿಂದ, ನೋಡೋಣ.
So that is these are the reasons why we have pure quality of ghee. So we started working on that, and then we warned all the suppliers. We told them that if you are supplying any substandard ghee, we will blacklist you. We will test the samples in outside NABL accredited labs, and we will blacklist you for substandard supplies. So almost everybody started improving their supplies, and we didn't have any issues except with one supplier, AR Foods, Tamil Nadu. So we have collected samples and then sent it to NDDB lab, NDDB CALF lab, Anand, which is a highly reputed lab, which is used by all premier exporters, dairy exporters, for testing their quality. When they supply to outside the countries, so the other countries should have faith in the labs where we are testing our samples. So that NDDB lab is considered to be highly reputed. They test their labs. We have sent it to them. It's a government controlled lab. So we have tested our samples there. Then the reports have come, which are very shocking. The report says two things. One is that it is adulterated with vegetable fats, and another is it is adulterated with animal fats. Animal fats adulteration, depending on these values, S values. So it is lard, which is a pig fat, then palm oil and beef tallow, then fish oil included, rapeseed, linseed, and all these things. It's like a concoction of all this, and the results are abnormally bad, abnormally low. Like the pure ghee, pure milk fat, the pure milk fat should have reading between 95.68 and 104.32. That is the range a pure milk fat should have. But unfortunately, this sample, almost all the samples have values around 20, which means that the samples or the milk or the ghee supplied is highly adulterated, not even close to the range. It is maybe 1/5 of the lowest range. Is very, very abnormally shocking reports. So then we stopped the supplies immediately of that person, of that supplier, and we started a procedure for blacklisting as well as for penalizing the supplier. Then we formed an expert committee on the ghee supplies, how to improve the supplies and how to improve the tender conditions so that we get good quality people, and also how to strengthen our internal systems so that we don't have this problem in future again. So as per that, we called for one tender as per interim report of the committee, and then we found good suppliers. Then we started getting supplies from them. They are found to be, their samples were tested. They are found to be good within the limits, and then sensory parameters also are good. Then as per the final recommendation of the expert committee, we called for the tender, and the tender is under finalization. Then as per the recommendation of this expert committee, they recommended that we should have our own internal lab, and till that time you set up your own internal lab. You should use the services of outside lab, outside NABL accredited lab. That is the recommendation. So NDDB, we have been working with them, and they are kind enough to donate equipment which will not cost more than 75 lakhs to us, and then probably It should come by December, January, and then they'll come and get it installed. And this issue will have a permanent solution. In future, will not have. Till the time we keep sending samples to outside labs, and then we have set up a sensory lab inside with the trained manpower. These lab, the personnel in the lab, they are trained in CFTRA Mysore, and then the test the samples on a hedonic it is called hedonic scale. They rate from 0 to 9. Anything above 7 is acceptable. So the lab is already established. It started working. So we will have no problem of ghee adulteration in future. We have full plan in place, and then we are implementing it. Thank you so much.
How often the ghee is going to be tested?
Sir, TTD earns approximately 500 crore through the sale of Prasadam, and out of which it spends approximately 250 crore on ghee procurement alone. Before you stepped in as the EOC, what mechanisms existed to check the adulteration in ghee? Because yesterday, while former TTD chairman and present Rajya Sabha MP Y.V. Subbareddy, in his press conferences made it clear that during their tenure also, about 10 consignments of ghee were
history of TTD that we have got a sample tested outside for adulteration.
ಸೊ ಇದು ಟಿ ಟಿ ಡಿಯ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟಿವ್ ಆಫೀಸರ್ ಆಗಿರುವಂತಹ ಶ್ಯಾಮಲಾ ರಾವ್ ಅವರ ಒಂದು ಮಾತುಗಳು. ಸೊ ಸ್ವತಃ ಶ್ಯಾಮಲಾ ರಾವ್ ಅವರು ಹೇಳೋ ಹಾಗೆ ನಾವಿದನ್ನ ಲ್ಯಾಬಿಗೆ ಏನು ಕಳಿಸ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ವಿ, ಲ್ಯಾಬಿಂದ ವರದಿ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ನಿಜ, ಈ ಲಡ್ಡು ತಯಾರಿಕೆ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ವಸ್ತುಗಳನ್ನ ಬಳಕೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಒಂದು ಘೀಯನ್ನ ಏನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಥವಾ ಆಯಿಲ್ನ ಏನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಕಲಬೆರಕೆ ಇದೆ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು ಖಚಿತವಾಗಿದೆ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥ ಒಂದು ಮಾತುಗಳನ್ನು ಸ್ವತಃ ಶ್ಯಾಮಲಾ ರಾವ್ ಅವರು ಒಪ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹೌದು, ಲಡ್ಡುಗೆ ಪೂರೈಕೆಯಾದಂಥ ಒಂದು ತುಪ್ಪ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಕಲಬೆರಕೆಯುಕ್ತವಾಗಿರುವಂಥದ್ದು ಅನ್ನುವಂಥ ಒಂದು ಮಾತುಗಳನ್ನು, ಒಂದು ರೇಂಜ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಆ ರೇಂಜ್ನ ಒಳಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಇಲ್ಲ ಇದನ್ನ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಅಷ್ಟು ಕಲಬೆರಕೆಯಾದಂಥ ಒಂದು ವಸ್ತುಗಳನ್ನು ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ನಮಗೆ ಸಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು ವಿಚಾರ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿದೆ. ಯಾರು ಆ ಕಂಪ್ನಿ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಯಾವ ಕಂಪ್ನಿಯಿಂದ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಸರಬರಾಜು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂಥವ್ರನ್ನ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಅಂಥವ್ರ ವಿರುದ್ಧ ಕಠಿಣ ಕ್ರಮ ಕೈಗೊಳ್ಳೋದಕ್ಕೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಮುಂದಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥ ಒಂದು ಮಾತುಗಳನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಅವರು ವ್ಯಕ್ತಪಡಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
But as I'm telling you, this is the first time. Just let me clarify to him. So this is the first time in the history of TTD that we have sent a sample for testing adulteration outside. And I'm not saying that TTD never rejected a sample or anything, but adulteration and then testing for animal fat when the rates are so low is very important. That is the only thing I want to say. Yeah.
Sir,
Just one second. No. The adulterated ghee, 4 tankers have been kept aside, and then they were kept aside so that they can be used when the reports come clear. But the reports unfortunately didn't come clear. Then we rejected. We sent away, and then we stopped from that supplier.